It's 7 a.m. right now. I just finished my morning cardio, and as always, I've been up since 5:25 this morning. And if you only take one thing away from this video, it's that I need you to understand that the depth of your struggle determines the height of your success. And if you're willing to stick around for the next couple of minutes, I would love to teach you how I was able to turn my adversities into victories so that you can do the same in your life. Because let's be honest, we all have adversities and challenges that we face in our lives, no matter what your current circumstances are. And you can either play the victim and sit there and just drown in your own sorrows like a little bitch, or you can take that obstacle and understand that the greater that obstacle is, the greater the opportunity you have to succeed as a result of it.
And here we go.
So if you had a traumatic injury happen to you, for example, someone else who didn't have that injury won't be able to use that in their story. They won't be able to use it as fuel to say, look where I came from. And they won't be able to use that mindset every single day that they had to go through that pain, which means they had to work that much harder to get to where they are now. I broke my foot when I was 21. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I had to shower standing on one leg. And if you know my story, I was smoking weed, doing drugs, and drinking almost every single night during that time as well. And I became a fat piece of shit. I went from 160 pounds at 5'7" to about 195, 200 at my heaviest. And it's why I work out so intensely to this day. I have not missed a single training session since October 19th of 2021, which was the day that I got cleared. Because I made a vow to myself that the second that I am able to work out again, I am going to build the most insane physique and the most resilient body that I am naturally capable of. And I have pushed towards that every single day for the last 1,260 something days straight. Now, everything didn't just magically get better because I played the victim. I didn't think the way that I think now. And at the time, I didn't realize that it was a blessing in disguise. But if I would have, those thoughts originate from one thing, your mindset, which is what this video is about. How do we turn these obstacles and these adversities into opportunities to become victorious on the other side of it and become a better version of ourselves in our lives? And it all starts here with your mindset. Your mindset determines your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your emotions. Your emotions determine your actions, and your actions will determine the outcome. And if you take no action, you're not going to get an outcome, or at least a very undesirable one. And if you sit on the couch scrolling on TikTok eating Sour Patch Kids, you will get fat. No one is going to respect you, and you're going to feel like a bitch. It is as simple as that. But if you take massive amounts of action, no matter where you are in the depth of your struggle, and you understand that what you've gone through up until this point will be the stepping stones to get you to the top of the mountain and become the man that you want to become, you will be successful in any area of your life, whether it be building an insane physique, making a lot of money, having an aura that people turn their heads no matter where you go, being a man that can provide for himself and his family under any circumstance, and a man who wakes up every single morning and does what is required. All of that starts with your mind. Thoughts into emotions, emotions into actions, and actions into results. So if the thoughts originate from the mind, we have to work on this mindset every single day, or else it's going to be a negative domino effect, which will lead into what we see in the world today, with grown ass men being overly emotional. And I understand that we're all going to feel emotions regardless, but you have to cultivate a strong enough mindset that no matter what emotion you feel, you can still execute on the actions that you need to take. But when you let those emotions take over you, you're always going to do what feels best in the moment instead of delaying that gratification. As soon as you feel hungry, you go eat. As soon as you feel tired or sore, you skip the gym. As soon as you see a girl shaking her ass on TikTok, you immediately open the private Safari tab, and the next thing you know, you're on Pornhub with your dick in your hand. That is the problem that we're facing in the world nowadays. All of those things are thoughts, which led to an emotion, which made you believe that you have to immediately take action on that emotion. And the reason I bring this up is because I struggled with a porn addiction since the age of 9 and a drug addiction since the age of 15. And I used to justify to myself all the time why indulging in these vices were okay. I was like, oh, well, everyone else does it, so it's okay. But if you want to live a life that no one else can, you have to be willing to do what no one else does, which means you have to be in control of every single thought that comes into your mind. And the only way to do that is by having a strong mindset, because your mindset will determine how you transform your thoughts. And the emotions that come out of those thoughts will be based on how unbreakable your mindset is. So this morning, it was an extremely difficult morning for me. I'm not going to lie. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I didn't get home from work till midnight last night. My grandma's been in and out of the hospital. I have to finish my thesis for university by next month. And I don't have time for all these things because I'm focused on building my business, getting my clients results, and moving myself forward every single day. But through it all, I have to stay strong in my mindset. I have to be there supporting my family. I have to be there for my other obligations. I can't just be a dick and blow all of it off because I have responsibility, right? But I have all these things on my plate and all these things running through my mind, right? And when the alarm clock went off at 5:25, which is the time I wake up every single solitary morning, when the alarm clock went off, I opened my eyes and stared at the ceiling, and it literally felt like I was sinking into the bed. It felt like the blankets were nailed to the side of the bed, trapping me under the sheets. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I didn't have the habit of placing my phone on the other side of the room so I had to get up in order to turn the alarm off, I 100% would have rolled over, clicked the alarm off, and went back to sleep. But I didn't, because I make the commitment to myself every single night of setting my alarm for 5:25 or earlier and then placing it on the other side of the room so I have to get up. And no matter what, if I stand up, there is no chance you are catching me getting back into bed. Because if you stand up, walk across your room to turn your alarm off, and then you go back and get back into bed, you have some serious self-reflecting to do, because that is one of the biggest bitch moves you can ever pull on yourself. But after I turned the alarm off, I sat there at my desk for a second and I could feel every muscle in my body and how much it ached. I could feel the tension behind my eyeballs and I could feel my heart beating inside my head. And every single time I have a difficult morning like this, I always repeat the same phrase over and over again in my head. I will do what is required. I will not put in the level of effort that I think is required. I will not put in the level of effort that I feel like giving in the moment. I will put in the effort that I know is required to become the greatest version of myself, to win the battle against my mind every single day. Because sometimes what is required to achieve our goals is more than what we're currently capable of in the moment. So we have to work towards that capacity of what is required instead of just doing your best. Everyone has always told you ever since you were a little kid that as long as you try your best is good enough. But trying your best is bullshit, because sometimes your best is not good enough. It's not going to be what is required to get the result that you want. So I got up, I made my bed, I drank my 32 ounces of lemon salt water, I journaled for 5 minutes, and then I went outside and did my 50 push-ups that I post on my Instagram story every single morning, which is just for the mindset, by the way, because 50 push-ups is easy for me. It's not going to build me any more muscle at the level that I'm currently at. I do it because I live in Ohio and the weather is shit 80% of the time. And I don't want to go do 50 push-ups outside when it's cold and rainy like it was this morning. I do it for the consistency of doing it every single day and getting that blood oxidation flowing through my body. And after my push-ups, I came back inside, straight into 60 minutes of cardio on the stationary bike. I did my ab routine and my stretches, and now I'm here recording this video. And it didn't matter how negative I was when I woke up. The obstacles that I had to overcome led me to the opportunity to persevere and become stronger on the other side of it. Because without those obstacles, the fire inside of me wouldn't have any fuel to go through what I go through during my morning routine, which elevates my state of mind. No matter how I feel when I enter my morning routine, I always exit it in the same elevated state of mind. And I want you to use the framework of my morning routine throughout your entire day, because it's not even 8 a.m. yet. And I've already stacked all of these wins on top of each other, which I stack every single morning, by the way. And it's how I'm able to continue making so much progress in my life. Because it's easy to get up on the days that you feel like it. But what the fuck do you do when you wake up and it feels like the whole world is crumbling before your eyes? What do you do on the days when it feels like everyone is against you? When you're sick, when you're sore, when you're tired, when you're hungry, and the last thing you want to do is get out from under the comfy blankets. What the fuck do you do on those days? Do you give in and go back to sleep, or do you get up and do it anyways? Because that is what is required. That is what it takes. That obstacle right there, there is a chemical reaction that goes on in your brain that takes place when you say, I don't give a fuck about how I feel in this moment. I don't care what emotion I am experiencing right now. I will take the action that is required regardless. And that, my friend, is exactly how you take obstacles and turn them into opportunities to become the man that you have always wanted to become and live the life that you've always wanted to live. Use this framework when you don't want to go to the gym, when you don't want to eat healthy, when you don't want to wake up early, when you don't want to do the work for your business or for school or whatever it might be. Anytime you don't want to take action during the day, use this framework to not only elevate yourself past those obstacles, but use them to become better at overcoming the next obstacles that will inevitably be placed in front of you. But I fucking love you, boys. And as always, remember, success is not the best revenge, it's the only revenge. And get the fuck after it.